Hello everyone, I am Alka1993 and welcome to this new Pokémon Vortex video. Something new and cool has been revealed earlier today. An update to Pokémon Vortex. Not Gen 8, I'll say that up front. We're not getting the Gen 8 Pokemon quite yet, although that is coming in the future. Hopefully near future. Exact date, we don't know yet. But there has been an update, and actually, interestingly, this update was announced earlier today, a couple hours ago. And it takes effect tomorrow, during the afternoon British time, so also my time, because I'm an hour from Britain. Tomorrow, that's when it takes place. I'm actually making this video before the update or event or whatever it is happens, which normally doesn't happen, but today I was like, let's just do it. So, the announcements about this update is on the forum, so I'm going to read that with you and tell me my thoughts on it. Here on the forums on the post that Patrick made about it. Scheduled maintenance and changes to badges. So just to give you an idea, here's profile. View badges. This is what the badges screen looks like. Indigo, Orange, Johto, Hoenn, Battle Frontier, here the Battle Frontier, Unova, Kalos of the Maison, Alola, some special battles as well. Some changes have been made to that. On Monday, July 13th, at 16 o'clock BST, so that is 4 p.m. British Standard Time, which is server time, Pokémon Vortex will be going down for maintenance for approximately 2 hours. During this maintenance, a new system will be put in place that changes how badges and legendary Pokémon spawns work on player accounts. And especially the legendary Pokémon spawns part is, I think, what most people will find interesting. In preparation for Gen 8 to be added to Pokémon Vortex, you will now only be required to finish a specific region's badges to find legendary Pokémon that originate from that region. For example, you'll only need the 8 gym badges from Johto to be able to find Entei, Raikou, Suicune, Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Celebi on the maps. Elite Fours, Champions, and Battle Frontiers are no longer part of the Legendary Unlock criteria and have been separated to their own battle category called Leagues, because now they're still part of the gyms. If you go to battle, in a gym. Champions, Orange League is still there. No, they're not actually here. They are in battle facilities. There you go. But Elite Fours and Champions were part of the were there with the leagues, but the Battle Frontiers were separate. But none of them, not even the Elite Four and the Champion. So if you go there once more. So let's just go to Johto because that was just an example. You need to beat Faulkner, Bugsy, Whitney, Morty, Chuck, Jasmine, Price, Claire. You don't even need to face Will, Koga, Bruno, Karen, and Lance. You just need to beat these 8 gym leaders, starting with Faulkner. Pretty simple with this low-level Pokemon. Up to and including Claire, with the team of around level 70, 75 Pokemon. Beat those 8, and you can get the Johto legendaries. So the Elite Four, Champions, and Battle Frontiers aren't no longer part of the Legendary Unlock criteria and have been separated into their own battle category called Leagues, as well as no longer showing their completion status on the badges section of public profiles viewed in the member side tab. So that's a little extra thingy you could use. The Kalos Battle Maison has been removed completely. So, if you feel like playing the Battle Maison and you're watching this before July 13th, 2020 at 4 p.m. server time, British time, and you want to battle the Kalos Maison, do it quickly. You don't get anything super special for it, and you don't need to have beaten them for things like legendaries or events, but if you haven't beaten them or you want to fight them one more time, do it before this maintenance. Now this is what the new badge screen will look like. I did just go to my account, to my profile. Here it says you are able to find legendary Pokemon currently, because under the current system, as I'm recording this anyway, you need to beat all gyms, all Elite Fours, like all gyms, all Elite Fours, all champions, all battle facilities, including Maison Battle and the Battle Frontiers, and then you can find all legendaries all at once. And if I click on View Badges, I get all of this. And if I view achievements, oh, it's currently remade. Never mind that one then. And this is what it's going to look like. The gym badges, and it's going to show the first 6 leagues. Orange Island badges are still there. The Alola Child Captains and Kahunas. And then the Galar League badges as well. Once again, Gen 8 isn't being added with this update, but the little screen will be there in preparation for Gen 8 to be added in the future. Medals for each region will be visible on your private profile pages to signify whether or not you have unlocked that region's legendary Pokemon spawns. They will be grayed out and blurred if you have not yet unlocked it. They also have info on Hover that will tell you more. As an example, Patrick gave me 2 of these images. Legendary Pokemon unlocks. This will be... this is another example of the image. This is Patrick's profile under the new system, showing the legendary Pokemon unlocks. If you know the numbers, like each generation by number, so Kanto is 1, Johto is 2, Hoenn is 3, Sinnoh is 4, Unova is 5, Kalos is 6, Alola is 7, Galar is 8. The regions that were introduced per generation. So if you know that order and you know the numbers with it, you can just look at number 5 and say, oh, number 5, oh yeah, that's Unova, I have Unova unlocked, if you want to look at them that way. But as Patrick mentioned, you can hover over it and see something. So this is what it would look like for Patrick at the moment, because Gen 8 hasn't been implemented, therefore you can't fight the Gen 8 gyms yet, so this is what it looks like for Patrick. But he did say if you hover over them, you can see some info on it. So if he hovers over the Galar ribbon, or whatever you want to call it, it says you have not yet unlocked the ability to encounter legendary Pokemon from the Galar region. It doesn't specifically say, oh, hey, you have the ability to find a legendary Pokemon, like with a check mark here or with like the cross here. But I did check with Patrick, and I agree with what he said afterwards, is you can very clearly see which ones you do have and which ones you don't, due to the fact that they're either colored in or they're completely grayed out. If any of them are grayed out, you can't see legendary Pokemon for that region. Now, it doesn't say Kanto below it, or Hoenn, or Unova, or Kalos, or whatever. So if you don't know the order, you will have to hover over it if you've only beaten some of the gyms and stuff. But in general, if you just want all of them to be available, you can just look at, is there anything gray? Oh, there's something gray. I still need to beat them. Are they all colored in? Okay, I can find all legendary Pokemon. Some extra questions that you might have that I've thought of. What about Ultra Beasts? Ultra Beasts within Vortex aren't treated as legendary Pokemon. They are much, much rarer. However, Ultra Beasts do count as Generation 7 legendary Pokemon in terms of the unlocking requirements. So, in the new system, we go to Alola. I'm going to assume, actually, I haven't checked this, but the Island Kahunas are sort of like gym leaders. They are in the Elite Four. I'm going to check this with Patrick and put this in the edits right on the screen right now. If the Island Kahunas need to be beaten as well, because the trial captains are sort of like gym leaders, but actually you don't really fight them. The Island Kahunas are more like the gym leaders, but these are like you don't fight Elima or Kiawe immediately for that trial. But I'm gonna guess that you need to beat both the trial captains and the Island Kahunas, because that's pre-Elite Four in those games. You just have a few more battles than in the other regions. You need to face trial captains and Island Kahunas for it. But yeah, as I said, I will check that with Patrick. But pre-E4 at least, beat everything, and you can see all the legendary Pokemon. You can see your Tapu Koko, you can see your Tapu Bulu, but also as a much rarer encounter, something like Cortana, like Xurkitree. British Stakataka is in the game as well now, so you can see all of the Ultra Beasts. Something Patrick did mention that I didn't think to ask about, but he did mention it before I started recording this. He wanted to keep the Orange Island gyms in the game, and he wanted to treat them as Kanto gyms. So even though they're not the standard Kanto gyms you need to face the Kanto or the Indigo League, the Kanto Elite Four, you do need to face all 8 of the Kanto gyms, Brock through to Giovanni, and the 5 gym leaders, the 5, including Drake, the 5 gym leaders from the Orange Islands to be able to fight the Kanto ones. So the legendary introduced in Generation 1, so Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, Mewtwo, and Mew. You need to face 13 people for it. For Johto, it's just 8. For Hoenn, it's just 8. Most of them are standard. And with Alola, I did say, I checked that, but you know that by now because I've already edited it in. So Elite Four champion, such as Diantha, such as Seabold, Malva, they'll be in a separate thing. So instead of battle facilities, it'll say leagues. Although, actually, battle facilities may still be battle facilities, and there'll just be an extra tab called leagues. Let's see what the exact wording on that is. No longer part of Legendary Locatory. The wording on this suggests that Elite Fours, Champions, and Battle Frontiers are all together in leagues, instead of Elite Fours and Champions being leagues, and Battle Frontiers being battle facilities. I guess they're all just going to be together. That's what this suggests anyway, but we'll check that out tomorrow. I'll just make another video on this tomorrow to just take a look at what this looks like. Something that I did come up with is, if you happen to have a new account, and you know, hey, I really love, I don't know, the Gen 3 legendaries. What are some Gen 3 legendaries? Latios, Latias, Rayquaza, Kyogre, Groudon. Let's say your favorite Pokemon by far is Kyogre, and you just really, really, really want to catch Kyogre. So you're training a little bit of team, very simple. If you don't know how to get a decent team quickly, to get some EXP, I do have a tutorial video on how to get quick and easy experience. I'll put that in the card, which should be like basically above me in the top corner. And there'll be a video there. Click on that after watching this video, and it'll be a complete tutorial in every detail you need about how to get quick and easy experience for your Pokemon. Get a team pretty quickly, beat all the 8 gym leaders in Hoenn, and then you should immediately have unlocked the ability to fight Rayquaza and Latios. There's still legendary encounter rates, but you can encounter them. You can't encounter Zapdos, you can't encounter Lugia, you can't encounter Tapu Koko, you can't encounter Azelf. But you can encounter Groudon, Kyogre, and all the other Gen 3 legendaries. In the encounter table, where it's decided the chances of finding a certain Pokemon, you can find this on the Pokémon Vortex wiki. There's a certain percentage chance per step that you take in the game to find a certain type of Pokemon. Obviously, as I believe, about a 1 in 3 chance to find a basic wild, like a standard, non-unique Sandile or Petalil or Caterpie, whatever, anything that's common. And then obviously there's rares, and there's legendaries, and there's Ultra Beasts, and the uniques, obviously lower chance. As with everything I just said, the legendary Pokemon encounter rate is there as well. There's a certain chance per step you take in Vortex that you'll encounter a legendary Pokemon. Once the game has randomized that chance that you will encounter a legendary Pokemon, then within the legendary Pokemon you have available, it'll be a random chance as which one you will encounter. So I can currently encounter every legendary Pokemon from Gen 1 through 7. So when I am in an area that, let's say, can have a Rayquaza, but also a Latios, but also a Mew, and also a Shaman Sky, for example, like the grass area has a lot of legendaries possible. If I happen to get that randomization thing within the game that a legendary will be encountered, then I will get that legendary. But within that chance, it's an equal chance between all legendary Pokemon in the area that I have unlocked that I get it. So if I specifically want, let's say, Shaman Sky, then even when I get that pretty low chance to even find a legendary, it's still a pretty low chance to get a Shaman Sky because of all the other legendaries that I could potentially also encounter. So let's say there's 8 possibilities of legendaries that can encounter there during the time that I'm playing, then it would be 1 in 8 chance to find that one legendary that I want. And specifically for people who, let's say, want to complete their Pokedex, like me, finding a specific Pokemon like that may be difficult. However, I did just mention it may be easier if you have starting accounts, and I have a few of them. So I could potentially use them for that and then trade them over. I don't think I really want to play like that, but potentially I will do that, as I do want to get close to completing that Pokedex. Is if you have an account that doesn't have any gym badges, let's see, the Shadow Ghoul. Let's see, my Shadow Ghoul account does have it. What about... Actually, I know I have at least 2 accounts that don't have any gym badges. So I could go to those accounts, and again, I'll use the example of Shaman Sky. I just want Shaman Sky. Shaman Sky is a Generation 4 legendary Pokemon. Therefore, on that account that hasn't beaten any of the gym leaders, I would just defeat the Generation 4 gym leaders, just the 8 of them. Once I've done that, I will have unlocked in the new system the ability to fight all of the legendary Pokemon from Generation 4. So let's say in the earlier example, I don't know the exact numbers, but I said Shaman Sky was one of 8 legendary Pokemon I could encounter. But let's say out of those 8, only 2 are from Generation 4. Which means that compared to my current account, my Alka 103 account, which has a 1 in 8 chance for the Shaman Sky, that new account, if it would walk around and get that random chance for legendary Pokemon, it would suddenly have a 1 in 2 chance, a 50% chance of finding a Shaman Sky, which is much better odds. So if you're hunting for a very specific Pokemon, then it may be useful to use an account that you have that is that has low badges. Now, after that, you will need to set up a trade with yourself, which is doable. It is a kind of annoying workaround, but it is a way that you can help yourself hunt for specific Pokemon. I do know gym resets do not exist. They used to until like a couple of weeks, a month ago or so. Doesn't exist. So on any of your accounts, once you've beaten the gyms, you can't undo that, because that would allow people to, I feel like, abuse this new system a little bit as well. Now, this gym reset thing being gone was a couple of weeks ago during updates already, but I definitely feel like it won't come back due to this update. I'd say that's very likely, because otherwise people could just make a new account, fight all the Sinnoh gyms, have a higher chance of fighting all the Sinnoh legends, reset the gyms, defeat all the Hoenn ones, find all the Hoenn legendaries with higher chance, and then just find the specific ones that they want, reset, new region, find those. Which, over time, will be faster than just, hey, I'm just gonna try and find a random one. And now that can't really be abused. So unless you want to make multiple new accounts, like one per region of Pokemon you want to hunt for, which is, I'd say, is really annoying, and I don't really want to do that. It'll cost a bit of time, but that it is a possibility if you happen to have alternate accounts that haven't beaten any gyms or regions. Then that's a way you can help yourself to specific Pokemon. That's the end of this video. I hope you found it informative. If you have any questions about this update, whether it is before it comes out or afterwards, please ask me in the comments. If I have an answer for you, I will answer it for you. I'll also try to have a video out tomorrow to look at it a bit more. There's maybe some little hidden thing that I didn't know yet, or a little bit of extra thing will become clear that I didn't have information on before, or that I interpreted incorrectly from the announcement. So that video will come out tomorrow. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try to answer them if I have the answer, and otherwise I'll ask Patrick to see if he can clarify things for you and then let you know. That's it for the video for today. I will see you all tomorrow, and always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.